Owner-flown aircraft are rewriting the playbook, pushing performance, safety, and design past every limit anyone thought possible. When we talk about breaking the rules in aviation, it's not about stunt flying or daredevil antics. It's deeper than that. Traditional aircraft design has always been a delicate balancing act. Speed versus safety, jets versus turboprops, single engine versus twin engine. Every decision is conservative for a reason. Pilots, manufacturers, regulators, they all play it safe because a misstep at 30,000 feet has consequences you can't just fix on the ground. But owner-flown aircraft? They don't follow the same old checklist. They demand simplicity and reliability without sacrificing capability. These planes aren't built to appease airlines or massive corporations. They're designed for pilots who want control, flexibility, and performance in one package. Innovation matters here more than it ever does in commercial aviation, because every feature directly impacts the person in the left seat. And thanks to modern technology, FADEC engines, advanced avionics, synthetic vision, automated envelope protections, planes today can safely do things we once considered impossible. Single-pilot jets can climb higher, cruise faster, and handle airports smaller than most city streets. Turboprops can behave like jets. Twin-engine logic is being challenged. Every detail is an opportunity to rethink what's allowed and what's practical. It's not reckless, it's smart, and it's changing the way people fly. Here's the thing. Traditional business jets have always been about prestige and comfort, not freedom. You're dependent on a crew, you need a long runway, and operating costs skyrocket if you don't have the scale of a corporation backing you. Owner-flown aircraft are flipping that model on its head. Wait, you're watching right now, but not subscribed to the channel. Go ahead and click the subscribe button so we can move on with the video. You did, okay, cool. Now back to the planes. Cost versus capability is huge here. You don't need $15 million and a full flight team to get where you want to go fast. Modern single-pilot planes give you jet-level performance for a fraction of the price, while still letting you control every decision. Want to take off from a grass strip? Go ahead. Want to climb above the weather, land closer to your destination, and skip the hub chaos? That's the point. Pilot workload is still a concern, but automation has gotten so smart that you're not juggling a dozen tasks at once. Systems handle safety envelopes, monitor your altitude, warn of hypoxia, and even suggest emergency descents. Maintenance and operational independence mean you're not calling a fleet manager or waiting for approval. You own your schedule. And maybe most importantly, you're in charge. No crew, no middlemen, no delays. This is flying on your terms, and for owner pilots who want to feel the thrill and responsibility of the left seat, there's nothing else quite like it. #5 Diamond DA62, redefining twin-engine safety logic. And here's where it gets really interesting. The Diamond DA62. A plane that quietly rewrites what we thought we knew about twin-engine aircraft. For decades, twins were considered the gold standard of safety. More engines meant more redundancy, more security, more peace of mind. If one failed, the other would carry you home. That was the conventional wisdom, drilled into every pilot for decades. But the DA62 challenges that logic with subtle brilliance. It doesn't rely on raw redundancy, it relies on efficiency, predictability, and intelligent design. At its heart are the Austro diesel engines, sipping fuel with remarkable efficiency while running on Jet A, the most widely available aviation fuel worldwide. No exotic blends, no stress about finding the right pump in some remote corner of the world. You get reliability, economy, and simplicity, all in one package. And speaking of simplicity, controlling those two engines is almost effortless. Single-lever power management means the pilot isn't constantly juggling throttles, and the full FADEC automation keeps the workload low while protecting the aircraft from human error. Engine-out behavior is smooth, predictable, and surprisingly forgiving, while glide performance in emergencies is impressive. This plane practically thinks ahead for you. Step into the cabin, and the DA62 continues to impress. Visibility is exceptional, comfort is high, and endurance for long trips feels jet-like despite the modest fuel burn. Every detail, from the avionics layout to the seating ergonomics, is designed to reduce surprises. Safety today isn't about cramming extra engines into a frame. It's about predictability and control, and the DA62 delivers both in spades. By quietly flipping old assumptions on their head, Diamond created a twin that feels safer, smarter, and more modern than many larger, more complicated aircraft. It's proof that sometimes safety isn't about having more, it's about having the right design doing more for you. #4 Pilatus PC-12 PRO. The turboprop that acts like a jet. And just when you thought turboprops were simple workhorses, the Pilatus PC-12 PRO steps in to rewrite the rules. The PC-12 has a reputation that borders on legendary. Pilots swear by its reliability, versatility, and almost jet-like performance, creating a cult following that spans business owners, adventurers, and government operators alike. For a long time, turboprops were considered lesser aircraft. They were slower, less glamorous, and often dismissed by jet enthusiasts as commuter planes for small airports. But the PC-12 PRO challenges every assumption. The Pratt & Whitney PT6 engine at its core is a masterpiece of reliability and power, giving this single-engine plane climb rates and cruise speeds that rival light jets, all while burning far less fuel. Step into the cockpit, and the PRO upgrades make life surprisingly easy. Modern avionics, automation features, and intuitive displays reduce pilot workload, giving you jet-like situational awareness without the complexity of a twin-engine aircraft. Beyond performance, the PC-12 thrives in flexibility. Short runways? No problem. Gravel, dirt, or unimproved strips? Bring it on. A massive cargo door and adaptable interior make it perfect for business, adventure, or humanitarian missions. High-altitude performance is equally impressive, allowing owners to climb above weather and congestion with confidence. It's easy to see why pilots often choose the PC-12 over light jets. You get nearly the same speed, climb, and comfort, but with unmatched versatility, lower costs, and simpler operations. By blending turboprop efficiency with jet-level capability, the PC-12 PRO flips the jet versus prop hierarchy on its head, proving that you don't need two engines to dominate the sky. Piaggio Avanti EVO. Breaking turboprop design norms. Now this one makes heads turn. The Piaggio Avanti EVO is the kind of aircraft that makes you do a double take the first time you see it. Its unconventional look, slightly futuristic, almost alien, isn't just for show. People assume it's odd, but the design is deliberate. The Avanti's three-lifting surface layout, including its small forward wing, creates stability and lift in ways conventional aircraft can't match. And those pusher propellers? Mounted at the back, they cut noise in the cabin while pushing the aircraft efficiently through the air. Inside, the cabin rivals light jets, offering comfort and space that surprises first-time passengers. Performance is where the Avanti truly proves itself. Despite being a turboprop, it reaches jet-like cruise speeds, climbing faster and more efficiently than many small jets at altitude. Reduced drag and clever aerodynamics keep fuel burn low, making operational costs surprisingly reasonable given its performance. It's no wonder that, at first glance, people struggle to believe it. Innovation rarely looks normal immediately, but the Avanti's efficiency, speed, and handling prove that its unconventional design isn't a gimmick. It's a breakthrough. Aerodynamics that defy expectations, speed that challenges jets, and economics that rival traditional turboprops all come together in a plane that quietly flips what we thought we knew about aircraft design. By challenging perceptions and breaking conventional rules, the Piaggio Avanti EVO isn't just different, it's better in ways that matter most to owner pilots. #2. Epic E1000 AX. Anti-tradition, performance first. And just when you think you've seen it all, the Epic E1000 AX comes roaring onto the scene, flipping everything we thought we knew about single-engine aircraft. Epic doesn't play by the traditional rulebook. Certification processes? They respect them, sure, but they've never let them dictate design. This plane was built for pilots who demand raw performance first, with convenience and comfort coming second. Single-engine aircraft have always carried a stigma. People equate one engine with higher risk. But the E1000 AX challenges that assumption at every turn. With its modern PT6 turbine engine, reliability isn't a question, it's a given. This engine doesn't just perform, it dominates, delivering climb rates and cruise power that make you forget you're piloting a single. It's fast, agile, and uncompromising. Step into the cockpit, and the AX avionics and automation feel like they were built to read your mind. Touchscreen controls, intuitive layouts, and systems that manage flight envelopes reduce pilot workload without taking the thrill away. You're in control, but the plane has your back when it counts. High cruise speeds rival small jets, yet the pressurized cabin keeps comfort levels high, making long trips feel effortless. The E1000 AX can handle short runways, climb above weather, and perform in high-altitude conditions that would challenge other single-engine designs. Every inch of it screams capability. Owner-pilot philosophy is baked into the DNA. Epic knows this plane isn't for people chasing luxury. It's for pilots who want to push boundaries, who want performance over politics, who want to know exactly what their aircraft can do in the right hands. And it delivers. The E1000 AX doesn't just match expectations for single-engine aircraft, it shatters them, showing what's possible when innovation isn't held back by tradition or the fear of breaking old rules. In short, this isn't a compromise plan, it's a statement. And for pilots ready to embrace it, the Epic E1000 AX redefines what it means to fly fast, climb hard, and dominate the skies, alone. #1 Otto Phantom 3500, breaking aerodynamic assumptions. And now we've arrived at the plane that makes you stop mid-thought. The Otto Phantom 3500. At first glance, it almost looks like it belongs in a sci-fi movie rather than a hangar. Its shape is unlike anything conventional aviation has produced. People see it and think, that can't work. But every radical line, every curve is intentional. The Phantom's laminar flow fuselage is the secret sauce. It's designed to cut through air with minimal turbulence, letting the aircraft slip forward efficiently while using far less power than traditional shapes. Those tiny wings and buried engines? Again, deliberate. Smaller wings reduce drag, engines tucked into the fuselage streamline airflow, and together they create a design that challenges decades of aerodynamic assumptions. Reduced drag isn't just about numbers on a sheet, It translates into better fuel efficiency, faster cruise speeds, and potentially higher climb performance. The Phantom promises results that traditional layouts struggle to match, and it does so while remaining fully owner-flown capable. But here's the kicker. Aviation as an industry is conservative for a reason. Radical changes like this meet skepticism, slow adoption, and sometimes outright rejection, even if the performance is there. Yet that's precisely what makes the Phantom so fascinating. It dares to question every assumption we've held about how airplanes should look, move, and behave. If this aircraft succeeds, owner pilots could be flying machines that feel faster, leaner, and more efficient than anything previously thought possible. The implications are huge: shorter flights, reduced operating costs, and a plane that handles like a completely new category of aircraft. Of course, innovation always comes with risk. New shapes, new airflow dynamics, and untested systems push boundaries. But that's where the reward lies. The Phantom isn't designed to be safe by tradition. It's designed to be smart, efficient, and forward-thinking. In the end, the Otto Phantom 3500 doesn't just break the rules, it rewrites them. For pilots and designers willing to embrace its radical approach, it could redefine what the next generation of owner-flown aircraft even looks like. And if it works, the sky won't just be the limit. It'll be the proving ground for a whole new way of flying. So, looking at all five, what do we actually learn? It comes down to priorities. Some pilots are all about safety, predictable performance, redundancy, envelope protection. That's where the Diamond DA62 shines. Others crave raw performance, pushing speed, climb, and innovation, like the epic E1000 AX or the Pilatus PC-12 PRO. Then there's radical design, like the Piaggio Avanti EVO and Otto Phantom 3500, where the rules themselves are questioned. Conventional versus radical design isn't just about looks, it's about mindset. Do you value proven reliability, something you can count on every flight? Or are you willing to take calculated risks for potential breakthroughs in efficiency and capability? Each aircraft speaks to a different type of pilot. Breaking rules isn't uniform, it's personal. One pilot wants safety and predictability. Another wants speed and versatility, and another wants to fly something the world hasn't seen before. These planes show that aviation isn't one-size-fits-all anymore. The rules you choose to bend or ignore define your flying experience, and more importantly, the freedom you have behind the controls. The real story here is that innovation isn't coming from airlines or governments. It's coming from private pilots and small manufacturers daring to think differently. Owner-flown aircraft are pushing design, automation, and performance at a pace we haven't seen in decades. Advances in materials, avionics, and automation give these aircraft capabilities that were once reserved for military or corporate jets. Lighter, stronger, smarter planes can now operate from tiny airfields, climb faster, and burn fuel far more efficiently. Designers aren't just tweaking old ideas, they're reimagining what flight itself can be. For pilots, that means choice. Want safety? Performance? Radical innovation? The next generation of owner-flown aircraft will offer all three. And for aviation as a whole, these rule-breaking designs hint at a future where speed, efficiency, and control aren't dictated by tradition. They're dictated by what a pilot can imagine and achieve. These five aircraft don't just bend the rules, they tear up the old playbook. Flying is no longer about following tradition. It's about freedom, choice, and pushing limits. Which path would you take? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like, and subscribe. There's a whole new sky waiting for those ready to break the rules.